Hey, what is up, guys? This is Eric with OzoneTCG. We're going to go ahead and take a look at part 2 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel 1 week in. If you guys like this kind of video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I absolutely love answering any kind of questions you guys have, going into more detail for explanations for the video in the comments section when you guys ask questions. Seriously, it's one of the coolest parts of doing these kind of videos. This was recorded, this video was recorded in tangent with part 1. But obviously this intro is going to be a little bit different, so you guys will see something different on the screen. But we're going to go ahead and get right into it. Again, if you guys like it, like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah, let's get on into it. Alrighty, and then the first of two, what is it? Really, the first of two controversial modes is the ranked system. The number one thing currently on Platinum 5, it goes through kind of bronze to platinum, resets every couple months. It's not great, unfortunately. They are best of ones, and I think that's the number one complaint, is that it is a best of one ranked format. YCS Japan's tend to be like that. I don't think that's a way to do it, though. It's really not great. Grinding through ranked is okay at best. Event duels don't exist right now. They haven't been patched into the game yet. We don't know when. We have no confirmation of them quite yet. But overall, ranked is not great. It is a low point of the game, I would say. With best of ones, the timer is not great either. Just the functionality with actually dueling is not great. It's not skill based. I don't think it's really just rank, an absolute rank. So, if you're like Platinum 5, you'll get ranked between Platinum 5 and Platinum 3, rather than, what's your MMR or win rate percentage or any of those other measures. I don't know if they track those currently, but it is not great. I don't see why, there wouldn't be best of threes. I can understand the game being, rushed, if that's the case. I don't think this is a great mode. I just want to see that improved upon. We'll get to the technical details of playing the game as well, but yeah, it's kind of a mess. You have your details on, rookie, bronze, silver, gold, platinum. It's okay. We need to see more ranks, because Platinum 1 is not difficult to do. A lot of people were doing this in the first day or two. This is really not difficult at all. You can see all the previous ranked people you've played against. You can see your rewards list for ranked, if you have the pass or not. For each rank themselves, you can see those as well. And you can see your deck, you can change it. And then actually dueling, it takes a little bit. Matchmaking is quick, though, I will say. It's one of the positives. It doesn't take forever. Unlike League of Legends or, other ranked games, for example. It doesn't take forever to actually get into a ranked game. It takes about 30 seconds, if that. It's just not enjoyable. The grind, and a lot of people are going to hate this, but really there needs to be a ban list where there are a lot of degenerate strategies that existed last year in the OCG regions. This is what the game uses. It does not use a TCG ban list. There's only one ban list, and it is a Master Duel ban list. It's called Standard. That doesn't exist in the actual game. In real life, Japan has its own format currently. TCG has its own format currently. Korea has its own format currently. This is not a real ban list. It does not exist in the real life, so we have to see either TCG get their own, or for it to be updated and balanced. Right now, the game is not balanced whatsoever. There are only a few decks that you can really play and do well with. We do have that meta guide coming out soon, though, but for right now, at least for Season 1, from what we know of the game, there are only a few viable decks, and there are a lot of problem cards in the ranked scene, or competitive scene. A lot of controversial ones. I'm not going to talk into what should happen, but a lot of controversial cards you'll see are Max C, Benton, Cyber Angel Benton, Eva. You got a lot of striker cards, unhit and hit, a little bit of a weird dynamic, and then there are no Dawn of Majesty cards, asterisk there, or Burst of Destiny, and only a few Brothers of Legend and Synchro Storm cards. Dawn of Majesty, I think there are like maybe 3 cards in the game. One of the evil twins, they're tanky, their continuous spell and trap searcher that searches for any monster is in the game. It is a very random inclusion. I'm sure evil twin players love it because they get everything but their Link 4. But there are no Dawn of Majesty cards in the game, and there are only a few Synchro Storm cards, and there are no Burst of Destiny cards. Or Brothers of Legend. There are very few. Pure Ray's map is one of them in there. It goes by OCG release, though. So it goes up through some of OCG's Dawn of Majesty, which is approximately their June format, May format of last year. A lot needs to be changed with it. This is a very flawed mode. There are a lot of ridiculously broken cards. You know, you got to play, and the cards that you do need to play are, generally speaking, ultra rare. Hand traps, staples, all of that. They are ultra rare. It makes the game very unbalanced when you need to grind to get them, but then there are not a whole lot of grinding rewards. You get 100 gems per rank up. That goes away very quickly, especially when packs. You're not guaranteed an ultra rare at all. There are no packs you get, unlike Pokemon, for example. Close comparison I have is with Pokemon Trading Card Game Online, because they give you either full art versions of a card in a given, about week or 2 week period, packs, and then coins to be used to buy, trade locked packs. They don't give you anything like that. You only get gems, crafting points, and sometimes cosmetics between the gold pass, the gold duel pass, which costs gems to use, and then actually ranking up on your own as a free to play user. Those are problems. This is not something that I would want to see. Even Edo Pro has the option to play best of 3s. A lot of people only play best of 1s. Dueling Book by far, if you want to play, more competitive ranked game, Dueling Book does this better. Again, it looks nice. Everything looks nice. The cosmetics, generally speaking, look, okay to nice. But this needs a lot of work, especially with the way the game plays. Bugs, we'll get into that in a second. That's the next part of this before we get into the shop section, because that does play more into rank than everything else. But there are a lot of things that need to be fixed as far as ranked go. I'm going to go ahead and boot up a game now. We're going to get into that section of actually playing the game. Overall, it's not too bad. Again, more positive than negative. That's my, really, if you want to take away from everything, that is my thesis of the game. That's everything the game is. There are more pros than cons. Don't necessarily think that's great, though. I think the game, it should be overwhelmingly positive as far as waiting for a game this long. It's just not great. I just don't agree with everything that's in here, but we're going to go ahead and show you this. So this is the solo mode. This is a contest decks. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay at best. As far as, again, the way this looks, I love it. It looks like Legend of Runeterra. This looks fantastic. That game looks really good. Considering it's just League of Legends, considering this is just Yu-Gi-Oh!, hey, it looks really good. This is pretty clear as far as what you can do. Effect activation, some of the English in here doesn't make as much sense as it probably should, but as far as controlling, these are okay. When you activate an effect, for example, okay, you discard. There are just a few quality of life changes that I would make, and we can get into those as we progress through here. So you can check, uncheck. You can select here. Usually, if you right click though, it'll cancel something. Okay, that's good. You can chain here. Sometimes though, you don't always have the option to chain things, and that's because of this little button right here. This is the main crux of activating, not activating. The default here is to auto. So every single game, it'll go on to auto chain. That is not necessarily optimal. With Sky Striker cards, there are some scenarios where you want it on. If you turn it off, you just can't chain anything. You don't want that. You always want it on. It's annoying, though, because then it asks you to chain with anything, which means your opponent knows if you have something, even some kind of chainable. And they may play greedier, they may play safer, depending on what you may or may not have, just by the way the game functions, right? And you can see that more in ranked. You can't really see it in, your solo mode. But as far as this goes, like, this is, for how basic this is fine. This is kind of strange, though. Sometimes you'll, if you want to select multiples, you have to select one at a time. You go select, then press the select button. But for these kind of things, if you're doing it all at once, it has you numbered. I think it just should have numbered regardless, rather than you individually selecting each thing, have the number over it. So this is clear, you know, from a design standpoint. Aesthetically, this is very clear to read, but not functionally, because it is discrepancy. You have to learn which cards have it this way and have it the other one when you saw me activate Kit's optional effect to mill. We don't necessarily want to see it. I don't think this is great. Same with this, you know, it's just a check mark isn't good. I'd rather be able to see exactly everything. So we're going to go ahead and summon this. And you can see right here, again, since I'm not timed, I'm going to go into detail about this. This is not timed here. The timer would normally be on the right side, right above Karis, basically. But when you summon, when you have the option to do something, there's this button. It is very easy to click this. And it goes down. And then once you're doing this, if you don't notice this, which this is not easy to see, you know, quickly compared to all the cards, especially if you have, you know, colored cards in your the right part of your hand. You know, you can easily gaze over this while, you know, clicking around, and then you miss it. And then you just get stuck, and you're like, I can't activate anything. I can only view things. This is the biggest thing. I think or at least one of the biggest things, is seeing this. You have to know to pull this up. It doesn't pull down very often on its own, but you need to be able to see that easily. As far as the way everything looks, this is good. You know, you press the middle mouse button, you can actually expand everything here. You can see the type, everything from it. You know, if this was normal summon, if this was by an effect, anything like that. You can also see your extra deck, as you saw a second ago, you know, what was in deck. You can see how many on here. This is not very clear on the deck portion, you know, how many are in the main deck, but that's okay. It's clear enough to where it does make a difference. And if you hover over it, you can see too. If you just click on the extra deck, you can see what's in here. The functionality is kind of hit or miss too, similar to the story mode. This just needs to be, a lot of the functions just need to be synchronized to where you do one thing the same way every single time. That's really what it is. That's what it boils down to. And then the phases look fine. All this looks good. You can, you know, drag to attack your opponent's monsters, or your opponent's life points directly. It's really cool. I like, again, the way that it looks. Everything looks good. As far as what you can activate looks good. Sometimes you'll see a border when it's not supposed to be there. And then there are some bug fixes that need to happen. Some cards don't interact quite properly, but make sure, if you've, you know, made it as far into this video as possible, make sure you keep this button on for rank, no matter what. If you don't have anything to chain, it won't show anything, but you need to do this for some chain links, especially for minor interactions that happen in open game states. You need this on. The game does not let you do it, and that is a huge thing they need to fix in the future. Overall, though, it's really good to control. It feels good. I would probably give it a B- range because of some of the very interesting choices. The choices, I'm not sure that they had enough time to debug properly or what. Yeah, it's pretty good, though. For how long we've waited, I don't think it's good enough. But for it being a free program for everyone to enjoy, I think it's fine. I'm sure, you know, within a year's time, this will all be fixed, or close to it. There will be a bunch of bug fixes. Yeah, so that's pretty much the ranked and, you know, how the game plays portion. We're going to move on to the monetization shop portion. This is the other controversial section. Be prepared, because it is quite interesting how they chose to do everything. But yeah, now that we're at the main screen, we're going to go ahead and go to the shop. So right now, as of the recording this video, these are the main 3 packs you can buy: Stalwart Force, Revival Legends, and the Master Pack. There are also things that you unlock later on called secret packs, and secret packs you unlock when you pull a super rare or higher from a pack. You unlock that theme. Say that it's a Sky Striker super rare. Say you pull a Hornet Drones. You'll unlock the Sky Striker specific secret pack. And then that Sky Striker secret pack has both Sky Striker cards and I think Math Mech cards. There's a whole list of it. You know, we can go over we can review all of the packs later on, you know, as a side video, whatever. But this is the main monetization tool. So you either get the main packs or the secret packs. We're also going to talk about the bonus packs very quickly. So legacy packs. I also consider the the things over here, this is one of the other really big monetization tools. So for 600 gems, or maybe 700, I don't remember the exact price of it, you get the gold pass, and the gold duel pass gives you more rewards for ranking up whenever you rank up. And at 50, you're grade 50, so once you're halfway through, you get the El Shaddai construct screen. That's what I use right now currently. At grade 100, maximum grade for the season, you get a pot of greed mate, which it's cool. I think this is still worth it, even though you only net, I think, 20 gems from everything. You do net, extra craft points for the ultra rare category. But really the main attraction, I think, on this page is the bundle deal. And I've always talked about this in the other videos. You need to buy these. You have to buy all 3 of them. If you want to play ranked at all, you have to buy these. And the main reason is because this is the #1 way to pull Ash Blossom Joyous Spring. They're guaranteed. So you're guaranteed to get Solemn Judgment in this pack. You're guaranteed to get Lightning Storm in this pack. And then you're guaranteed to get Ash Blossom in this pack. You have to buy all 3. Unfortunately, but you do get, I think, 24 to 3,000 gems, 2,400 to 3,000 gems in the solo mode, starting out within the first, 5 to 10 missions. You'll want these. Even if you don't want to spend any money in the game, you need these because you need to be able to unlock these cards immediately, especially Ash Blossom, just because you need that card. Yeah. It's interesting. I'm not going to say it's bad, but this is a very interesting way to go about it. I hope they add more bundle deals later, because it is a really cool platform for this. Let's go and go back in. We'll go back to here. But this is really how you're going to get a majority of the cards, unless you want to be pulling a lot of cards from a certain set. So they reset at 24 hours. Every secret pack resets every 24 hours. I have 17 hours left at the time of the recording of this video. 17 hours left on my secret pack. It's been about 7 hours. So it's daily. It's a daily reset. So if you want to build a theme, it encourages to do it immediately, or you have to start pulling more cards or generating them from, your other cards. You can unlock secret packs that way by generating cards. So if you generate a super rare or higher, you will get that themes special pack, or up to 3. You can, for example, you can generate a marshalling field, and you sometimes will get up to 3 secret packs. You'll get Time-Worn Legacies, Colossal Mech, and Altered Heraldry, just for some of them. So it's a nice little tool. But as far as buying packs, it's not great. You get a lot of gems early on, but once you complete the solo mode and once you complete ranked, there really aren't a whole lot of ways to get gems. The only other ways really that are reliable are to complete missions. You can get unlimited missions. You have limited time missions and unlimited missions. Limited time missions, obviously, you log in. First one everyone should be getting is just log into your account, 1 account per day. You just get gems for free. And then Spectate Duel Live. I don't think this is up at the time of recording this video. Playing ranked duels, obviously that's daily. Solo mode, same thing. But you can do these. So these are timed. You get 5 days, for example, here. These will change though once the time expires. But the unlimited missions you can do anytime. So find a secret pack. I haven't found all the secret packs yet, right? Remove the opponent's cards. We don't know how. That has to be clarified. Yeah, you can do these. These are the only other reliable ways though. Otherwise you're gonna have to buy gems, and it's not great. It's not a great monetization platform. Yeah, I just don't think it's... You want to be very careful with the way you spend your gems early on. So you need to be buying the staples first, or focus on a deck that you want to play through ranked, especially once higher ranks are unlocked. And if there's ever a new ban list or anything like that, you want to have at least just one deck. And then once you have enough or close enough of a core assembled, you need to be buying every single staple you possibly can, including the ultras. It is expensive. I mean, 3 Maxi, 2 additional Ash Blossom, Impermanence, Droplet, Nibiru, Droll Unlock, Skullmeister, all of those, majority of them are going to be ultras and higher. We're going to have an Essential Staples video coming out soon as well. You need those, though. You absolutely have to have those, especially Maxi and Ash Blossom, to play ranked. There is no way to beat around the bush. You have to have them to play. If you don't have them, you are at a severe disadvantage. Oh, Calm by the Grave. Forgot about that. Even Cross Out because of Max C. You need them to play ranked, and that's why both ranked and the monetization way of this game are controversial. It's because you need to eventually pay for them. It starts out semi, free to play friendly, but it's not really viable for the long term. Eventually you will have to spend money in order to get, a bunch of new cards, especially once, Dawn of Majesty, Burst of Destiny, the rest of Synchro Storm, and Brothers of Legend, and soon Battle of Chaos, once they're released into the game, there will be a lot of ultras that you need. I know for certain the Iris Sword Soul, not that you necessarily will be playing it, and Baron de Fleur will be ultra. They have their own animations, and if you have an animation, your card's an ultra. It is going to be difficult to get them. You will need them though. At least Baron, that card's just too good to not have. But there will eventually be a gem Great Depression for the game where you have to keep spending money. It'll be dried up of gems unless they're adding a ton of more content, which they may not. But at least for what we know right now, you're going to need to spend your gems very, very wisely. I almost made a mistake buying a deck that wasn't great, but I wanted to play it anyway. Realized it before, too soon or too late. You need to be watching guides. Even if it's not from us, you need to just know to spend your gems wisely. Otherwise, you will be at a disadvantage. Or if you just want to buy gems, hey, that's up to you. It's ultimately your choice if you want to buy gems, spend money on the platform. That's fine. That's your prerogative. As far as, if you want to remain as free to play as possible and you don't really care too much, if you don't want to spend money on the game, you gotta be very careful with the way the monetization platform happens. This is, 100 gems for it. It's basically like Duel Links. It's not cheap. It's really not cheap to play the game, especially in higher ranks, especially once the competitive ranked ladder has been upgraded to include more ranks, which has been confirmed. Not officially, but there are source files of decoded, source files showing that there are going to be like 2 or 3 more ranks, above platinum. Something like Diamond and Masters in League of Legends, for example. And then there are also the structure decks, which is fine. They're okay. You get for the, this structure deck, Magician of Pendulum, you get most of the Pendulum Magician cards, which you can play the FTK with it, and with maybe, a few extra cards. It's not a bad idea to pick these up as well, especially this version, particularly just this one, because this is an ultra rare on its own that would cost, 90 on its own. Super rares would cost, again, another 90 craft points in each of their categories just to get, your play set. But this is not bad, especially when starting out. The Utopia one, not so much. I wouldn't play this deck ever. It's okay that it has Exo Construction, but you don't even play that card in the actual deck. So the best card otherwise is just Pot of Avarice, just craft that on its own. I don't see a reason to really get that. And then the accessories, I'm not going to rag on them for it. They're expensive, but for good reason. Not everyone should be able to get a Cyber Dragon Infinity. Looks cool. I'm not going to lie. I also want to see more of this. This is my main thing. I'm more positive with the cosmetics because these are completely optional. You can still earn really cool ones throughout the story. World Chalice Guard Dragon, that's completely free to buy. Buy to earn. In the solo mode, Pot of Greed is really cool too. Scapegoat, those are all really cool ones. They are completely free as well in the solo mode and through ranked and everything. Same with the fields. You find these in the story modes. Really, the only one that I like, they all look really cool in their own rights. The only one that I would actually want to get is this Ritual Cage one, and that's just me. Yeah, and then the Protectors, obviously these have no bearing. These are all just cosmetics, right? 100 gems for it is really not that bad, especially if you extra. But, I wouldn't really spend my money on these. I did buy the Ecclesia one, of course. You kind of have to have that card, too. But this is fine. The accessories I'm okay with. It was expected, even if you have to add, a lot more later on. I just want to see more of these. But this, eventually, it's fine if they fix the gem issue, because this is going to be an issue eventually with how many gems you can get. And speaking of which, we're gonna go ahead and take a look and talk to see how much. Now, the only thing I did buy in the game was actually the $12 thing. I had some extra PayPal money from selling stuff online. You know, I think that's fine. But honestly, not even 99 cents gets you a pack. It's $2 for a pack. And this is still not great. 5 for free, that's literally nothing. Don't know why you'd ever do that. None of these are very appealing. The cost basis for them increases as you get more. So it's a little concerning. We can go ahead and go, you know, over that in just 1 second. So say that, you know, you were obviously buying the 50 gems for 99 cents, right? That's so basically $1, you know, 2 cents per gem. Well, if you're doing, we're just going to go by, you know, how much you're actually paying for them. So your cost for this, so how much is it for, you know, $1.99, $2, whatever, it's not going to change too much. For the 105 gems, it's we'll say 1.9 cents per gem. Right, it's going to go up eventually until you hit some of these bundles. Then it's interesting because the cost goes down normally until you hit one of these bundles where it actually increases. So some of the more expensive deals are not actually better than the cheaper ones. But we'll go over that, like I said, in a second. But say for the, you know, for $6, you get what, 305? Okay. That's technically more expensive. That's 1.96 cents per gem. So you're paying more for this many gems than you are for this many, if they're not including the free ones. Now we can do that as well, you know, by how much you actually get for free. You pay for them. I don't know why they actually do it. It's a marketing gimmick, but yeah, it's interesting to see. Yeah, so 1.8 for the 110 gem pack. It should be about the same for the next one. You know, logically, you just goes up by 3. It's just a little bit disingenuous to put that you're getting free ones, you know, because you're paying for them still. There's no really limited promotion besides the other two, the $12 one and $29. They also have the most random prices too. It's not consistent. But for the normal 12, you're getting what, 680 gems? Yeah, so it goes down by, you know, 0.1 cents. I don't really think that's worth it. It's just, it's so expensive for not guaranteeing anything. You're not guaranteed anything if you buy, say, packs. You're not guaranteed any ultra. Sometimes you'll earn a free, like a guaranteed ultra, but for stuff like this, you're not. I mean, for $40, what, the cost of 2 Nadir servants, 2.5 Nadir servants, whatever, I could not justify spending this. Again, unless you were, because this is still 1.7 cents even at that tier. For 79, if you're just that crazy, you want to spend the price of a droplet, forbidden droplet on this, yeah, it goes down by another 0.1 cent per gem to 1.6 cents per gem. The only thing that's like okay is the deals, and even then, it's not great. I can calculate it right now. So I'm calculating this by, you know, the price by how many gems you get, including the free ones. So $11.99 divided by 1,500, that's like 8.8 cents. Or excuse me, 8 cents per, or yeah. So yeah, that's like, you know, 7.7 cents, 0.8 cents per gem, which is okay, you know, it's whatever. It's just not, it's still okay at best. But compared to the others, it's good, because the others are just flat out awful. But it's interesting, because those were so much more expensive. But then once you get to the 3,500 gem packs, something interesting happens, right? The cost increases like a lot per gem. It's just, I don't think I could justify this at all. It's just not worth it. Still at less than a cent per gem, it's fine, but yeah, it's just not great. I would love to see something else done with this, or have more promotions, something like that, or just ability to earn more, which I understand that's how they need to monetize this. But Konami earns quite a lot already. They've probably been working on this for a while. Yeah. Again, the design of the shop is cool. You know, I like the ability to find secret packs for specific themes you want to pull, if you want to pull them. Otherwise, you just craft them. But I really cannot recommend spending money on this game right now. Not in the way it is, and especially not with ranked. It's fine right now to play just to get your staples and everything, so that it's better later. I'm sure it's like a Battlefield, you know, the game series, that situation where within a year or two it's going to be a really nice system. Same with Duel Links, exact same thing happened. It was strong on release, but now that it's been out for 5 years at this point, it's definitely grown a lot, and it definitely has stronger, like a lot more options to grow, and you have a lot more options to buy decks that you want to play. Yeah, it's how it is. And the legacy packs, I'll briefly mention it, that if you have a PlayStation Plus account, you get 50 free tickets, so that's 50 free packs. The problem with these legacy packs, you only get 2 cards per pack instead of your usual, you know, 9 or 10, whatever, and you can't dismantle them. So the cards in here, I think there are maybe 3 good ones, this Trishula being one of them. They are just not worth it. You would never ever want to buy these cards. Normally, you can craft them normally if you need them. Maybe Utopia Kaiser. Just quickly going through them, there's really nothing here, unfortunately. You know, Vanity's Ruler if you're playing Drytron. If you're still on that. Norlaris, that's okay. You know, Smoke Grenade, that's okay. Lullaby is okay. Yujo Friendship and Unity, they're okay at best. Smoke Grenade if you're playing Infernoble. Magical Midbreaker Field, that's okay. There's just nothing good, you know, that I would say I want to spend these tickets on these packs. There's just nothing here. But not to be super negative about it, Crocker Dragons, that's a pretty good one actually. But, you know, one for however many cards in this set, right? 3,000 total. It's not great. I haven't gone through the whole set. Eventually we'll do some kind of set review for all of these, but yeah. But in closing, I guess this will be kind of the conclusion. I have high hopes for the game. I think this game's definitely going to need some fixing, bug fixing, quality of life updates, ranked updates, even some monetization updates, but as a base game, it is still fun to play. Once you complete it though, there's really no reason to play it. It may take you a week or 2 to actually complete everything, unless you're a complete beginner or if you're just trying to get back into the game. Different story, of course, that doesn't apply to you, but you know, if you play the TCG advanced format, you'll probably hit Plat 1, you know, within a few days of playing, and that's just from focusing on one deck and building staples, and you can just play a deck throughout all of ranked. Yeah, I have high hopes for the game. I just think it's definitely going to head in the right direction. I think we have maintenance tomorrow night, as of the recording of this video, first major maintenance downtime for the server. Yeah, it is. I mean, I have high hopes. That's really all I can say. It's good for what it is, for being completely free right now. Completely free. We'll just have to see how they update in the future. If they really push a lot more packs, that'll be different. That'll be a different story. If you need to eventually buy cards or buy gems to buy cards, that'll be a different story. But we're going to see after this update. We'll give an update video as well. Then maybe I'll amend part of this as well. So yeah, this is the first week in for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Again, if you guys are watching at the end of this video, you know, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm really curious to see what people say about the game, because it's really divided right now. Either people seem to love the game or seem to hate it. Some people want to only play Master Duel for whatever reason, whatever. And some people only still want to play Edo Pro and Dueling Book. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. This is Eric with OzoneTCG. I'll see you guys in the next one.